Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of OpenLab. It's our first birthday edition. So we have Andrea, of course, Kim's here, and then we also have our Director of Product, John Caleri. He's going to talk to us a little bit later about what's going on with Inventory Lab. Hey John, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, OpenLab.
Yay, happy
Yeah.
birthday,
Exciting.
OpenLab.
I can't believe it's been a year.
I know, it's
I
crazy. So, so wherever you're catching us, YouTube or Facebook, just comment there and we can address your comments and questions live. It'll show right up there. And so let's see, we have some special swag promos today, right, Kim?
Absolutely, since it's our first anniversary edition of
Yeah.
OpenLab. I mean, technically the 1 year anniversary was on January 28th, but we didn't have a show that day. So this is it. And Jeff has some new swag that he wants to show everyone.
Yeah.
If you want a
notebooks.
chance to win, and we have a really special drawing today. We're not going to tell you what it is. Is it a surprise? Should we save it to the end?
Yeah,
Tell
we'll
them
save
what
it.
it is. Save it to the end. It'll
Yeah.
be a surprise. So if you want a
Hand
chance
sanitizer.
to win this anniversary edition swag, just add hashtag happy birthday to the comments section and your name will automatically get entered into that drawing. As always, we do the drawing at the end of the show. All right, you want to show us that swag that you got?
Oh, I have been. While you were talking, I was.
Yeah, because I can't. As I'm reading my.
But
that's how-
we got some fancy blankets. These are real
Cool.
warm. Of course,
Awesome.
the hand sanitizer and nice
Yay.
notebook. Oh yeah, and the best of all, it's a. Make sure I can see myself here so I can hold it up. A new tumbler with the snowflake on it. So,
Nice. I've got the classic one. Can you guys? My green screen is freaking out.
I've got the classic too.
I got the
It's like
classic one.
magic.
Mine's like magic. It's see-through.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else have we got here? Okay. So you guys know, if you've watched the show before, you already know that we worship at the altar of the greatest movie ever made. Am
Yeah.
I talking about the Godfather saga, Citizen Kane, Casablanca? No.
Nope.
No, I'm talking about the epic tale of a man, his mullet, and his lethal fists, the 1989 modern classic Roadhouse, starring the late, great Patrick Swayze. Now, normally we try to be clever and sneak in a Roadhouse reference each and every episode of OpenLab. But today, since it's the anniversary show, there will be no sneaking, just a straight up shout out. This year marks 33 years
Wow.
since that movie was released. 33 years of car chases,
awesome.
explosions, bar fights, philosophy, love, more explosions, and of course, throat ripping. And I think if Patrick Swayze were still with us today, he'd definitely have one thing to say right now. You're welcome.
That's right. Can we get a round of applause from the crowd? That guy in the front row was pretty excited. See him do
I
it.
love how we've just decided like this is just the thing now. Like
Yeah.
it's for our
You know,
company, however.
Yeah, exactly. But he did give me some. Patrick gave me some pretty good advice when I was thinking about starting the Open Lab show. And,
Really?
It'll get worse before it gets better.
So true.
Truer words were never spoken.
Then Andrea and Kim came on board. We get fantastic guests like John. So yeah, he was right. It does get better. So
Yeah, absolutely. For the people who missed what you need to do for the swag, just put hashtag happy birthday in the comments and your name will automatically be entered into the drawing.
And last thing, since it is a special occasion and we're going to kind of take liberties, I think we got this short little video. It's a little tribute video to our favorite movie. So
Roadhouse. That was awesome, and its message is timeless.
Are you ready for action? Are you ready for adrenaline? Then adjust your seating and get ready for a beating as we look into Roadhouse! Yeah!
In 1989, Patrick Swayze sidekicked his way into Roadhouse, the testosterone-fueled badass action movie about Well, Roadhouse, where Swayze plays John Dalton, a tough, no-nonsense security guard with a love of kickboxing and mullets, who is hired to try and sort out the unruly behaviour of a country roadhouse. A trucker's bar full of all kinds of alcohol-induced bad behaviour. Dalton is on a mission to clean up the bar and to show the troublemakers of this town who's boss, where Dalton must come across his ultimate enemy and face the only person who is strong enough to stand up to him in the form of Wesley.
I mean, what's not to love about Roadhouse? It's fun, fast, action-packed with plenty of 80s cheese to boot. And above all, it's kind of like the ultimate story of standing up to bullies. You should seriously go and check it out right now. It's a pretty darn good film and there are worse things you could be watching.
I gotta agree.
That makes me so happy. That's amazing.
I love the Family Guy reference. So,
Oh, I love that too. Such a great episode.
so like we mentioned, John's here to talk to us about Inventory Lab and what the plans are for the next year. But John, I know that's going to be hard to follow. So we're expecting big things out of you.
Yeah, thanks for that. I really appreciate having to follow all of that. But yes, we of course are always planning the future at Inventory Lab, and we're always working to try to deliver as much value as we can in our application to you, our users. So the next year, you've probably noticed over the course of the past year or year and more that we've been slowly moving through our application and rewriting portions of it. One of the latest ones that you saw was the inventory area. And our plan is to continue through the application, and as we're doing it, much like we did with inventory, add as much value as we can into the application as we modernize it. So that will continue. The next area of the application that we're looking at now is reporting. And so our goals with reporting are to build a reporting UI that is both flexible and also more interactive. So look for reporting to be one of the next things to come in the next set of months. So that's rewrite. Next, as you're probably aware, and you see, Amazon likes to change things on us fairly frequently, which keeps us on our toes. And there's a fairly large change that some of you may notice is coming, or maybe in the loop on, and that is the API that we use right now, the MWS API, is being completely replaced by a brand new API called the Selling Partner API. And Amazon has told us you have until the end of the year to make sure that you've moved everything over from the MWS API to the Selling Partner API. That is no small task. So that will be definitely a major portion of our roadmap. And in fact, our goal is to be done with that somewhere mid-year, so that we are certain everything is working the way we want it to work, so that the performance is working the way we want, so that we're getting the most out of the new features of the Selling Partner API, and that it is completely seamless and unnoticeable to the users, other than being better and more awesomer. And then, so third, this is a more near-term feature that you'd be seeing. I know that in the last year or so, a lot of users have had the challenge of storage limits at the Amazon facilities, and we've been working to react to that one as well. We actually have an add-on to the application, an enhancement that'll be coming out here in the next set of weeks, that will allow you to monitor your storage limits when you're building batches in Inventory Lab, because we have heard from you how much of a pain it is when you go over a storage limit in your batches. So we'll be warning you before you go too far. That's coming. And then one other enhancement that we'll be working on here in the near term, probably in the next couple of months, is an enhancement to restrictions checks. So if you're restricted or gated in a particular area, you've probably noticed if you use the Scoutify application that we give you the restrictions information. We're going to be expanding that to the stratified desktop application in our Scout area, and we're going to be enhancing the performance of Scoutify and making it more, I guess, making both of the applications look more in line. when it comes to restrictions, and that's just the beginning. We're going to be expanding on that, adding a lot more capability, ability for you as a user to decide if you want to be notified of a particular category of item, for example. So a lot more cool stuff coming on restrictions and notifications in the coming weeks and months. Those are, like, at a high level, some of the big things that we're working on. Yeah.
And then we have something that's coming out Monday, though, right? That we can talk about today.
Yeah.
Let me pop the old. So we've got, we've heard the complaints, that this kind of surprised us as well. The change in the mark is shipped. And so we've got an option now to fix that, or at least so you can fix it while you're listing. So trying to find my tab that has that so I can scroll through it. But basically what you would do is there it is. Basically what you would do when you have your shipments in your working shipment area, click on the 3 lines there, the hamburger icon, and then you can mark it as shipped on your own. And once you do, it shows a little truck here ready to ship. And so that way, if you're listing live, those items from your live batch that you add won't go into these shipments that you've marked as ready to ship. So that'll prevent those from getting mixed. And then if you ever need to undo it, you can just go back to that hamburger icon and undo the ready to ship status. So that's going to be welcomed happily, I think. We've gotten a lot of tickets initially when it first happened. And so if you're used to listing live at all, that was a real pain point, since you had to wait for Amazon to update the API. And then we could update in our app. So Amazon doesn't do things quickly sometimes, so which was the case here.
Sometimes they don't tell us.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
we have to react. That whole staying ahead of Amazon thing I was just mentioning, this was one of those.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't give a lot of heads up on that either, did they? If I recall.
They didn't give any heads up.
Yeah, it's just I wonder how many apps are going to be caught off guard with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So any questions for John? Feel free to put those into the comments field, and we can put him on the hot seat. So I see Kieran's question about archiving. Yeah, we'll get to that in the Q&A part. Show you how that all works. That's a good question. And I don't know what John can say as far as what we are working on, what we're not, but we do get this one frequently, and that's when will you incorporate small and light eligibility for an ASIN profitability in Scoutify? I think they also want it on list. I know that's something that's on the radar.
It's on the radar. The problem is we don't. So the way we feed almost all of the information into the Inventory Lab application from Amazon is through their API, through the MWS API now and the Selling Partner API in the future. They don't provide us that information in the API, which makes it really difficult for us to get. Our hope is that when we move into Selling Partner, that information becomes available. We haven't investigated that far ahead yet. So we're fingers crossed. We've given them the feedback, but we don't have that available to extract at this point. Did we lose Jeff?
No,
Jeff's
sorry,
still here.
I was just trying to make room so they could see your face while you talk.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Sometimes the banner's blocked, like right now, so they don't want to see my ugly mug. So
that's true. Yeah,
here you didn't have to agree with me.
That's all we have for today.
Yeah.
That's the time we have.
Packing it up.
Somebody asked, what's the what do you put in your comments? It's hashtag happy birthday. So me put that in there again.
Make sure you put the hashtag in too,
Yeah.
because that's what gets your name entered into the drawing for the swag.
So let's see. Do we have any other questions for John about anything? Well, there's another one from Jason. Bring Scoutify to the UK.
Yeah.
Sort it out, Inventory Lab. Figure it out, as they say in Letterkenny.
I will tell you that us moving to the UK is definitely part of the roadmap. It's I wish it was an easy thing to do. It's not trivial, but it is definitely part of the roadmap.
All right. Anne, we'll go ahead and enter you on there since it's not on your the hashtag isn't on your phone. So we'll enter you in the drawing as well. I see you can't add it into your comments. So, well, if you have any questions, John, are you going to be? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say Bearded Picker. I gave Bearded Picker a shout out on my last blog post that I wrote. When I was talking about some of our affiliates.
Nice, yeah, and been with us since 2014.
Thanks for joining us.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Good to see you here.
Thanks for joining us.
Your first live show. Well, we're here every other Thursday at 4:00 Eastern time. So join us anytime if you, just want to see what we are talking about. If you just love the movie Roadhouse and want to see us talking about that. I mean, we have a lot of stuff to offer. So, we have fun here, even if no one else does.
I love that. Since August 2014, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen the
that is awesome.
I've seen the evolution of Inventory Lab over time. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Anne says, I hope the winner gets a personal rep. Well, it's something good. It's not quite that. You don't get a person, but you do get something good.
So, Jeff, to answer the question about answering questions, even if they're not a part of this meeting, JON@inventorylab.com. I'm always happy to talk to anybody who reaches out.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to email me, I know that's old school, but I read my emails and respond to them.
That's
which is refreshing, actually, because
yes,
it doesn't happen with every company. That's for sure.
And I actually had a question for you, John. For anyone who saw when John was on our show before, way back at the beginning of OpenLab, was it our first episode? It was one of the first, right?
I believe so. Yeah, he's an OG.
Yeah,
I don't think it was the first one, but it was way back when.
Yeah, it was way back when. And I'm thinking of when you had you were showing people how their ideas go from just saying here's a suggestion or a complaint and saying I'd really need to see this, and how that can translate into us actually incorporating changes and upgrades. I was just curious, the things that you're talking about today that we're looking at for the next year, how influenced were those decisions by what our users were saying or what input they were giving?
In a huge way is the answer, Kim. So we collect in a lot of ways. If you've been with Inventory Lab for any amount of time, you've probably had an interaction with Andrea. Our customer champions are awesome and very helpful, and they're also a good pipeline of information for us on the product side. In addition to going to conferences, which is something that I was able to do more before the pandemic, that was a really good way that we could collect feedback from users. But really, our customer champions get a lot of good feedback from you, and we make a point to regularly talk to the customer champions to understand what are the most important things, what are the pain points, what are our customers telling us is important, and we incorporate that into the software in a few ways. If it's a small enhancement like the one I was just talking about with storage limits that will be coming here very, very soon, we'll incorporate that as an enhancement. But often we'll get a lot of really good feedback that maybe encompasses an entire area of the application or might be an add-on to the application. And an example of that would be our unlisted inventory area, where it becomes a bigger project that got lumped into our larger rewrite of our inventory part of our application. So it can come in that manner too, where we look and think, all right, well, how can we take all of this feedback and really add a new area of value for users? So that's an example of that. And then third, as we're kind of going through and rewriting, we're trying really hard to incorporate as much of the good feedback that we get from our users over time. So to really improve and make better our processes, or make more intuitive, or add new capability where maybe it didn't exist before, or change the order of something, which I guess is the same as saying improving process. So there's a lot of ways, but it's extremely important to us that we get feedback from users and we incorporate it. And the last thing I'll say is, and you maybe have been a part of this as well, but we, as we're going through projects now, are reaching out and asking users for feedback. Tell us what you think of this thing. We're starting to design it. Is this on the right? Are we going on? Are we on the right track here? Is this going to meet your needs? What should we change? And if you've been involved with that lately, you've seen kind of that, we really do want to engage our users to understand if what we're doing is hitting the mark. So I think throughout our entire process, our feedback from our users and our customers is extremely important. So I'll take this opportunity to say thank you for the feedback that we're getting. It only makes what we are putting out there better.
I think that's great. So for anyone who thinks that, the things that you want to see, the things that you need for your business, if you're ever having a feeling like, your voice isn't heard, it really is. You may not, we may not be able to do everything that everyone wants, obviously, but I know that, obviously being part of the company and seeing how the process works, it really is nice to see that our users' opinions and their input and their feedback is so important to shaping the direction that we go in with the product.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to help Christina out here, because we do give these out. And since we haven't had in-person conferences in a while, really, what she's talking about are these little square things. Or they're not square, but they're, they're kind of right angle things. And what they do is they go on the box to hold the flaps down. So you have a box, you just slide it over the corner and it'll keep the flaps down. And so the box obviously has 4 corners. And so all you have to do is put it on the opposite corners, and then it keeps all 4 flaps down. So when you're packing up a box, these are pretty handy. We're running out of these. I think I only have about maybe 20 sets left that are branded like this with Inventory Lab. You can find them on Amazon, but they don't have the branding, and I don't think we're getting any more with that. So
yeah, so they're a hot commodity.
Yeah.
They're called flapjacks. Flapjacks is what they're called.
Flapjack.
Flapjacks.
Flapjacks.
Yeah,
I mean, we do. Yeah, we do call them flapjacks too, but their official name is flapjacks if anyone is looking for them anywhere. But yeah, I know we've always called them flapjacks. It's hard to remember that.
Yeah.
They're actually flapjacks.
You've got Jack and Scotty Peeler, right?
Yep.
Jack makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'll have to look, see if I can find one. Scotty Peelers. People sometimes will get these. And
Uh-oh. He's going to crawl under his desk.
That's it.
He's in the lab.
He's going to go into Narnia.
yeah, there we go. So it's the Scotty Peeler. It's got a little edge on it, so it helps to peel off labels and open boxes. I mean, there's all kinds of things.
They are
you can
handy
do with
little
it.
things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
So, yeah. So that's that for my TED talk on flapjacks. Christina has one apparently. She knows that they're a must-have.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
So we can move into, let's see, what do we got next? Oh yeah. This is always the cumbersome part of the show, because I seem to have lost my settings.
Uh-oh.
So looks like they changed the background a bit. That's not good. So I don't have your banner anymore, Kim. I'm sorry, but it's Kim's
that's
Corner.
okay. I'll just start talking. You guys can pretend that he put the graphic up, the cartoon me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Kim's Corner. I'm keeping today's corner brief I just want to acknowledge the people who make OpenLab possible on this, our 1-year anniversary. So first and foremost, everyone's favorite host, Jeff. Jeff, without you, there would be no OpenLab. And I'm really
Thanks.
grateful that you invited me to be your co-host, because it is without a doubt one of my absolute favorite things to do here at Inventory Lab. And speaking of co-hosts, I also want to thank Andrea for joining us and bringing all of her awesome ideas and insight to the show. I think the three of us make a pretty awesome little team. And like I mentioned before, regardless of whether anyone else is having a good time during the show, we're always having fun. So I love being part of it. And a big thank you to all of our guests over the past year, especially John, who's, like we mentioned, been on the show twice now. It's always great when we have people come on who are willing to share their expertise and their viewpoints on e-commerce, as well as to offer our viewers a little something out of the ordinary. In the first year of OpenLab, our guests have talked about everything from business insurance tips to how you can increase your profitability to financing your business. And we're always looking for new guests to talk about their business and offer, you guys some valuable advice. So if you or someone you know is interested in being on the show, you can reach out to us at support@inventorylab.com. Let us know, and then we can tell you exactly how you can go about doing that. And finally, to our viewers, we are beyond grateful for you, whether you tune in for most episodes, you pop in every once in a while, or you've only been here one time. You guys are the reasons we have a show, and we really appreciate everything, all of your comments, your support, your recommendations and questions, your senses of humor. Like I said, it's not just us having a good time. We always love to see everybody, joking around with us and, in the comments and again, asking some really great questions. So a huge thank you to all of you for making this possible and giving us a reason to be here every other Thursday. And that's it from Kim's Corner this week.
That was awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna have to shorten that clip if I use it again. But,
I know. What I thought would have been funnier is if you just started playing like the Oscar music to like get me off the stage.
Yeah, they have special music for that, don't they?
I
Yeah,
know.
think they
Look
do.
at Chrissy. Someone is cutting onions. Yeah, me too. There's something in my eye.
So Bearded Picker, you teach new resellers. That's an opportunity for you to come on our show. Tell us about what you're doing.
Absolutely. And you've been with us
out
for
there.
a long time. I'd
We'd
love
to have you on.
Yeah. What you can tell us and share with us about what it's been, like to not only use Inventory Lab, but what it's been like to have your business and teach new resellers. I think that's really cool.
So now something pretty exciting too is we're hiring again. So
we sure are.
Yeah. So I think we have a link for that, and it'll take you to this site and give you all the information you need. So we're hiring a couple of customer champions to help out and support. So even if you don't think you have any experience at all, check it out and see. I had experience when I came here, but it wasn't this type of experience, and I'm not sure about anybody else, but very welcoming. They're all very helpful, all the crew is, and so it's a great place to work. And so
it is. Yeah. And if I could just
you get to work with me directly.
That's right.
Right.
Welcome to the come be part of the insanity. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But just a couple tips real quick. If anyone is interested in applying, just a couple things. Like Jeff said, you don't need to have, worked in a SaaS environment before. You don't need, a lot of tech background. Obviously, customer service background is always much appreciated. And just make sure if you do apply, when you read the application, please read very carefully.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Haha.
Just
Yes.
Pay attention to detail. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah.
Without giving too much away. Yeah. It is full-time, Margaret. It is a full-time position.
Yep, it's a full-time position.
Yep.
I will add that, and I know maybe the luster of this benefit has worn off a little bit because of the pandemic, but you're seeing us all in our homes, and that's because we're a completely remote company. We don't have an office, and we won't have an office.
Right.
So as people start going back into the office, I like my commute quite a bit.
Yep, that's a great point, John. We've been fully remote from the beginning. There's no reason we would change that, considering that's how we got our start. So like John said, if you start seeing other people, yourself included, going back to the office, that doesn't happen here. There is no back to the office.
It would be hard since I'm in Minneapolis. What, Jeff, are you Tulsa? Kim is in upstate New York, and Andrea's in Milwaukee. So that would be a neat trip.
That would be very different. That would be a hell of a commute.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
We're based in Kansas. So
I've made that commute for a Cowboys game, so yeah, it's definitely a long one.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
I was too that day.
you should
didn't
be
end
sorry,
well.
Jeff.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I come by naturally. It's been like 50 plus years, so
I know.
55,
Well,
I think.
I'm a Bears fan. Do I really have room to talk? No, I do not.
No.
Oh, so let's see. Any
We
other
are-
questions?
When
we
does
have for
the
Jen?
when does that close on the
Oh, that's a
when
good
does the
question.
application close?
I don't know if we actually have. That's a good question. Chrissy, if you're still watching, if you could chime in. I'm not sure exactly how much longer we're going to have the post up. Obviously, if you're interested, the sooner you apply, the better. We do get a lot of applications, so it's always best to apply as soon as you can. The posting's only been up for a few days, so it's still early.
Mhm.
But again, if you're interested, don't wait. Get your application in.
Vikings fan here too.
Oh,
Sorry, Sheila.
Oh,
We're having a tough time here, aren't we?
there. Chrissy says, usually we let it run when we feel like we've had a good amount of candidates. And we really do. And I've talked about this on a past episode when I was talking about, tips for job applicants. We really do go through every single one. Doesn't matter how many there are. We will go through every single one. So don't feel like, well, it's day 5. It's too late. It's not too late. Put in your applications. Tell a friend that you think, who might be a good fit. Go ahead and apply. Lions. Chrissy. No.
Lions? Really?
Lions, anyone? No.
No.
I'm glad they have your support there.
I'm glad your quarterback escaped and went to a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, he's happy too.
Oh.
Tommy says
That
go
was
blue.
funny.
Yeah, if that's the Michigan Blue, we got yanked around by your coach. I was actually excited for a minute there, but yeah.
Well, John, I foolishly thought it early on that we were going to get Harbaugh, so don't feel bad.
It would have been a shorter move for him, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. How about Andrea? You want to go through some Amazon news?
Yeah, let's do some Amazon news. There's a lot of good news out there. Well,
Cool.
a lot of news out there. First up,
I don't know.
Amazon shuts down. The first one that we have is Amazon shuts down Sold by Amazon, a third-party program. So this is a program that Amazon had where basically it was price fixing. It was all set forth by the state of Washington's Attorney General. And Amazon just has to pay $2.25 million, which kind of sounds like peanuts to me. I don't know. What do you guys think
Yeah.
for
For
Amazon?
them, yeah.
That's pretty light.
Yeah.
How much money does Bezos have?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many billion?
Exactly.
He's paying that out of the change he found in his couch cushions.
I was
probably,
just
so.
gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah, that is nothing.
Let's
know.
see. What is their cap? I was trying to see what their market cap is. Isn't it like close to $1 trillion or something?
I think you're
It's
right.
up there. It's up there.
Anyway, yeah, regardless, it's a pretty light fine.
They said that the lawsuit said that Amazon violated antitrust laws and unreasonably restrained competition in order to maximize its own profits off third-party sales. So without actually mentioning the lawsuit, Amazon said that we will be getting rid of this program without any reason. They didn't really say why, but this is the reason why, because they were sued. But it ran for 2 years. It gave people the option to buy sold by Amazon items. So yeah, that will be no longer.
All right. No, thanks. I don't want to be breaking news alerts. Okay.
Oh, the Amazon warehouse manager. Yeah, this was crazy. So sorry, my computer's being so slow today.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold up here. That's probably why. The internet goes a lot slower when it's cold. It's only 19 degrees is the high today, so.
Well, you should.
John's
start up
laughing.
You should start up your PC in the morning and let it warm up, and then it'll perform better.
Yeah. Tips from the Great White North.
Yeah. It's in the Great White North. So,
All right.
Amazon employee. Oh, do you want to take this one? This one's pretty interesting, I think. Do you want to take it?
No, go ahead. I just thought if your computer was frozen, I could jump in, but you got it.
Oh, no. So a former Amazon employee, he pled guilty to charges of mail fraud related to the scheme involving the sale of stolen computer parts worth $273,000.
Wow.
The 27-year-old Douglas Wright, he admitted to stealing high-value components, including internal hard drives, processors, and GPUs when he was an operations manager in an Amazon warehouse in Charlotte, North Carolina. So starting from June 2020 till September, he used his access to Amazon's inventory tracking systems to locate specific packages. And then he would take those packages home and sold them to a wholesaler in California. So this was mail fraud since he did it, through somebody in California. That's how they were able to get him. That's a maximum sentence of 20 years and a $250,000 fine.
You
So that's
generally
for
don't want to
stealing.
commit federal offenses. That's that's not a good thing.
No, that's how they get you. It's over the border. You can't go over the border. We've all seen Criminal Minds, okay?
Yeah,
Some of us anyway.
that's right. They probably never watch any
Yeah.
Netflix documentaries either. So,
Nope. Yeah.
yeah.
Quick way to. I can't believe that. That's just ridiculous.
Well, so that explains
All
why you can't
for-
get a good video card if you're trying to build a gaming computer.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pay $2,000 or something. So.
Thanks, Douglas. Thanks,
Yeah,
Doug.
thanks.
Yeah,
Doug.
Doug. Jerk.
And
This
going back
this
to
one
the
was
first-
kind of a. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this one was good. No, go carry on with this one. This one's good.
I was just this one. I thought that we'd have the earnings report by now, but probably not for another 20 minutes. So
Right.
won't know
As
what
soon
it
as we
is.
end.
I was just curious to see what it was going to compare as with this story, but we don't know. But their stock
yeah.
did go
No,
down
we don't.
because of what's that Facebook thing called now? Meta.
Metaverse.
Meta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did their stock go
Well,
down
that-
because of Doug? Is that why the stock?
Well, it could have been Doug. Yeah.
I think
or,
it was Doug's fault.
or Mark. Mark and Meta. Wow.
I think they should stop trying to push that on us.
Mm,
Yeah,
not
I haven't
gonna
really
happen.
paid much
They really
attention
need
to
to.
it, but
It's not going to happen.
see. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
It's true though. But yeah, no, Amazon Marketplace has 25% of the e-commerce in the United States, which is insane.
Yeah, it is.
Insane.
I believe it's
Yeah,
25%
I
of
watch it all
sales
the
made
time.
online.
I believe, isn't it? Is that to say it's 25% of the total online selling marketplace or of Amazon's?
Of the total online online, anything online.
Yeah, because I believe it's actually more than 50% of Amazon sales come through marketplace sellers, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's nuts.
absolutely.
25% of
Yeah.
everything that gets sold e-commerce comes through marketplace sellers. That's really cool, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, it's Amazon Marketplace, and then Amazon Retail, and then Shopify is 10%, which I've never bought anything on Shopify before. Have you guys?
Nor have I. Nope.
I don't know that I have, but
I think you usually don't know if you have, because it might be through someone's e-commerce store that's branded to their store, because Shopify is a tool that, so you may have and just don't know it.
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
I thought eBay would have more of a share, but maybe that's. I saw an article the other day that said eBay was for old folks. So, whatever.
I keep wondering if I'm one of those, Jeff. I don't know.
I know
yet.
I am.
Oh, I'm definitely. Yeah, me too.
I'm always looking on eBay.
Me
You never
too.
know. I still buy
eBay,
stuff
if
there.
you're not into intellectual property rights, really, when you think about it, you're like, oh, I want some knockoff Balenciaga triple S's. I'm like, go to eBay for some replicas, is what they call them, I believe. Replicas, or
It's the only place I can find Bowen statues. And Bowen statues are like of comic book characters, like Batman. Oops, there goes my notebook.
Got a little shrine up.
Yeah, got a little shrine up. Like, this is a Batman statue that Bowen did, I don't know, in the 90s or something. But it's the only place you can find them. So,
Did you try scanning the UPC to see what comes up in Amazon?
no, but I have searched on Amazon for those same things, and everybody always wants too much.
It's definitely a more of a collectibles type of
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
marketplace.
And it's great if you have an old computer or something you want to sell. I mean, I don't know why this guy, the guy from Amazon you talked about earlier, the manager, he should have been selling it on eBay instead of a wholesaler. Probably could have done better.
Yeah. Probably, and wouldn't have gotten caught.
Yeah, same with me and Jeff.
This one's this next one's kind of generating a little bit of hate in the seller forums. So, as you can see from the comment right after this was posted. So the U.S. seller fulfilled returns by international sellers are getting a new returns provider program to help them. It's probably a lot more complicated with returns if you're selling internet, from a different country. So I can kind of see why they're doing it. But of course, default username. Trolling a bit here. Yep, that's what we needed. Good job.
Wow.
But it looks like it's going to be all sellers by March, so that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Andrew, back to you.
All right, back to me. So there was another posting on Seller Central forums. Hold on. Regarding price gouging. So this was from 16 days ago. It was posted. Corresponding with the recent spike in COVID-19 cases, they have observed an increase in incidence of price gouging in their store, particularly on COVID-related products such as masks and test kits. As you know, the marketplace fair pricing policy protects customers from unfair, excessive, and misleading prices. Non-compliance with this policy may trigger offer removal or account suspension. So no price gouging, guys. As a reminder, the price gouging prevention systems attempt to account for variations of local laws while also providing customers a consistent experience across our stores. They take increases in the cost of goods, freight, and labor into consideration as well. And they will have to continue to adjust the price gouging thresholds to reflect those dynamics. And you can actually view your pricing health right on Seller Central. There's a link there.
Yeah, if you just go to
click
the Amazon forums and then go to U.S. announcements, it's under there. It's kind of strange that they would be warning people about price gouging again when they went through that the last time and started suspending people left and right for it. But I guess people have short memories. So
I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can always check out your health in your own Seller Central account as well. That dashboard, the price and health dashboard. So, yeah.
Has hand sanitizer come back to a reasonable price now?
I haven't even checked.
I think we all bought a lot of hand sanitizer that we've got a surplus of it still. So we haven't had to buy more.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a cabinet full of it. So
That was the original price gouging item that I think
Yeah.
I remember.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning
Yeah.
of the pandemic anyway.
Yeah, and then he did an interview. I don't know how smart that was, but
Not very.
well, Tommy Boy has a question here since we're done with the news. FCC restrictions. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Anybody know?
I'm not. I actually went to look it up to see specifically what he was talking about. I don't know if you're talking about. If I remember hearing that there might be some legislation against big companies like Amazon practices, and I'm not sure if that is specifically what you're referring to, Tommy Boy. But maybe if you want to email me, maybe I can take a look into what you're referring to. I was invited to part of a group to discuss these things as a forum with Amazon, and I don't know if this is specifically the same as that or not. I haven't heard any follow-up from that. But yeah, let me know more specifically what you're talking about, and we can dig into it a little more.
All right, Kim, what do we have for Books Keep Buzz this week?
All right, Books Keep Buzz. So our good friend Cindy Thomason over at Books Keep has provided us with another awesome guest blog this week, which you can find at inventorylab.com. And the link to the blog is right at the top of the page. And this week's blog is just all about celebrations and resolutions. Cindy just provides some insight on why it's so important for e-commerce business owners to really recognize and celebrate everything they accomplished last year. And she also points out why if you make business resolutions, they don't have to be painful, and you can just make small, manageable resolutions for this year that, can really help your business and keep you from feeling overwhelmed. So if you have a chance, go to our homepage and click on blog and just check that out.
She's always really helpful.
She really is.
I really like her stuff. She provides a lot of free information. It's nice.
Absolutely.
So,
yep.
Let's see. Any more questions? I haven't checked the comments. Any other questions about anything we can answer? Oh, wait. I think there was one I mentioned earlier. We can do Q&A. Where is it? I should have marked it. Oh, archiving. That's what it was. New feature related to archive listings. How does that work? That's pretty simple, actually. You just go to your FBA or merchant page, and it's turned on for everybody now. So you're going to see your listed inventory here, and then you'll notice this is grayed out. But if you want to see inventory that's been archived, deleted or closed, we'll show that here so that you can retain the cost. And simply just click the toggle and you can see it. So the advantage here, one of the advantages anyway, is you used to have to go into your sales for items that you may have deleted off of Seller Central, or they were archived back in the day, because the sales normally pull from your inventory page to get the buy cost in there to give you a full picture of your profitability. But if we didn't have that inventory to pull from, then we wouldn't have that for sales. And so what this does going forward is you'll have that available to pull into your sales. So even if those do get blocked or archived, deleted in Seller Central and they're no longer on the main inventory page, they'll still show up here so that the sales can pull that information in, and so you won't have to do it manually going forward. So that'll be a big time saver.
Huge time saver.
Yeah. Let's
Love
see,
it.
what else do we have? We had another question from support today that I noticed. Somebody was asking about donated items and where to add those. And what they did was they had their merchant inventory, and they can actually, they'd already deleted it, but since this was turned on in their account, they can see it all right here. And so they can still get the buy cost, which was nice. And then all you have to do is enter it in other expenses under accounting, and just click on the add button, and then give it a category. Create a category you want. Maybe if you donated it, you could do that, or disposed of it, create a category like that. Because as specific as you are with your category, that's going to show up on your profit and loss as a line item. So when you go to your profit and loss report, it'll show exactly how much you donated if that was the category you created. And then if you have a list of items like a CSV file, you can also add those in bulk by just clicking on the import. Pretty simple process. So that'll add to what's already here. It won't update anything, so don't export your other expenses file, make changes, and then import it back in, because you'll just double everything. So we've had that happen in the past. So it adds to it. It doesn't modify anything. So make sure you don't do that. That's a no-no.
It looks like Margaret had a follow-up question on the archive inventory. She was wondering if they can manually archive inventory in Inventory Lab.
I don't think you can you, John? I don't.
No, I don't think so. I believe the process occurs if an item is actually removed from your Seller Central account, if it's no longer being sold. And I think the other thing to mention with archived items is that they drop out of this archive after 24 months. So when they've been put on it, if they're on it, it'll automatically come out, so you don't end up with that noise forever, because that list would just continue to build and build and build and build. So we picked 24 months as it's going to come off date, thinking that if it's been 2 years, it's not likely that you're going to sell it again. That was our thinking. We didn't want it to continue to grow.
And once the sales transactions have the buy cost, they're not going to be removed once the inventory goes out or the archived goes off the list. It's not going to remove that. It's in there once it's been synced over, right?
Right, exactly.
I believe that's how it works.
Yep.
And then we had another good question that was, has Scoutify 2 been updated with the new fee schedule yet, from David? And I believe it has been.
Yep, that was done right at the beginning of the year. Yes.
Yeah, so we actually got ahead of them this time.
Yep.
And then Sheila, does this mean closed or deleted listing? Yeah, if you close it in Seller Central, once we do a sync, it removes it from your active or your listed. You could find it here on your archived. So, and I think it's also blocked, if I remember correctly. If you're blocked on a listing and it gets removed by Amazon.
Yeah, I think that's right, Jeff.
All right, well, if you have any questions, we're going to move on to the swag giveaways, since we have a few more than usual now. So, but if you do have questions, we'll be here for another, it looks like we got another 6 minutes, so we can still answer any that you might have. But let's see, I think we're going to give this another try. I did read about the giveaway for StreamYard that in small print it said winners may be repeated. So, all right. I could have said that more clearly, but we're going to give it a try, and we just won't use the repeated ones here. So I hope this works. This will be a good test. We're doing it live, so
Doing it live.
here's the test.
Anything
Make
can
sure I get the
happen.
hashtag right. Yeah. All right. I think I'm still showing, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So if you have any, you want to get those in, make sure you put hashtag happy birthday. We'll get those in. Looks like we have 15 entries so far. So what are we?
Does it have to be exactly like you see it there on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
So no
Yeah, it has
capitals,
no spaces
anything?
or anything.
Yeah. And what are we, Andrea, what do you want to give away first? You pick.
Oh, I don't know. Should we give away a swag box?
All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. 17, here we go.
A couple more coming in.
Whoops. I do like how this is done, but
Mm-hmm.
all right, Jason.
All right.
Right.
Nice.
So Jason, make sure you email support at Inventory Lab or open up a support ticket from within Scoutify, the desktop app, and get us a mailing address. We'll get that to you.
All right.
right,
For the next one,
Okay. What are we drawing for this time?
should we draw for the big gifts? The gift gifts?
The big
Yeah,
ones.
you pick.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So the first person going home with a $50 gift certificate to Amazon today is
So Jason, if your name comes up again, it doesn't mean it's you. It's got to be somebody else. We may have to. Oh, there we go.
Carol,
all right,
congratulations.
Carol.
There we go. So Carol, just open up a ticket, and this goes for the rest of the winners too. Just open up a ticket in Inventory Lab, support at Inventory Lab, or with the support tab within Scoutify, and give us a good mailing address so we can send you your Amazon gift card. So, all right, what's the next one?
All right. Another $50 Amazon gift card. Who's going home with that?
David Carpenter.
David Carpenter.
Right. Congratulations.
David.
Congrats. All right, and our final gift
Right,
card,
we're not done
grand
yet.
prize.
Our final big boy.
Oh, wait,
going home.
Wait.
What?
Okay, now I can do it. What's the final one?
The final one is a $100 gift card to Amazon. And that's going to
Oh, sorry, Jason.
sorry, Jason.
You'd already won. We're trying it again. It's better not keep doing the same one. Tracy.
Tracy.
All right.
Tracy. Right.
Congrats, Tracy.
Congratulations, Tracy.
So again,
Just open
email
up a
us.
ticket. Yeah. Or shoot us an email at support@inventorylab.com, or open up a ticket telling us that you are the $100 gift card winner, and we'll get that out to you shortly.
All right. Let's see. I think we have time. April has a question. Yeah, April, on something like this where we have to look into your account, open up a ticket with support so that we can actually look into your account, because we can't really say anything on a live show.
Oh,
But we'll,
Tracy's been with IO for years and years.
Yay. And it paid off today.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
yeah. If you asked a question, we didn't quite get to your question, open up a ticket and support, and we can help you as well. So, because we're at the end of the show. So, Want to thank John again for joining us on our birthday show. And of course, Andrea and Kim. It's been a fun year. Hope for
It has.
many more.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to you, bud. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody that's watched us either this time or if you're watching us after the fact and you've seen us before, thanks. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye,
See you
everybody.
then. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.